We're going to do a Saturday afternoon impromptu live chat. Just got to get the camera sorted out on the car dashboard, of course. There we go. It's not too bad. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Wherever you are, hope you're having a good Saturday. It's 3:15 Saturday afternoon here in the UK. I'm in Bishop Stortford doing a gig with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno this evening. Gig number 49 in the bass string experiment series. Got the empathy, of course. It was a hotel situation for me last night. So we were, if you were watching yesterday's live chats, or if you haven't caught up yet, we were doing a gig in Cromer in Norfolk in the UK yesterday, which was a kind of semi-festival gig outdoors with a Motown Legends band. And it rained all day and night, and it didn't stop pretty much, and it was torrential, and it did go ahead, and people came out and they had a good time, I think, but I mean, they must have been drenched. But if you know you're gonna have a nice warm bath or a warm shower at the end of it, you'll probably survive it. But we had a good time. The show was good. The stage was soaking. If there'd been health and safety there's no way that gig would have gone ahead. No chance. I had a few technical issues. Everything was going great. Rain started blowing in from the side of the stage, so a member of the band very kindly pulled my pedal board backwards and put one of my cases in the way so the plug board didn't get wet, and then one of the crew on the gig decided to come and help. And I don't know why he felt the need to do that, because he dislodged one of the power cables on one of my pedals so that it was half in and half out. And we had an intermittent thing going tick, 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 through. You could hear it in the ears, you could hear it out the front. And it was a real annoyance. And my volume level was dropping, and then it would come up again, it would drop again, it would come. It was like, well, where do we start? You know, we're in the middle of songs and the songs are going bang, 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 bang. There's very few gaps between our songs when we're playing live, and yeah, that was entertaining. And I thought, it's going to be the bass, isn't it? It's going to be the batteries in the bass are on their way. And normally with my empathy, I'll get a couple of years out of a pair of batteries for that circuit, but it wasn't the bass. It was, as I said, one of the power connectors was just partly in and partly out on one of the pedals, because he came back on stage about 4 songs later as I'm beginning to lose the will to live, and he started pressing every lead connection and power connection on the board. He got to one of the pedals, pressed the power thing in, and suddenly it was full-blown bass again. Everything was good, no problem. I was like, great. I would tell you what, mate, I wish you hadn't moved the board to start with, all right? Just left it how it was fine. So you caused a load of, what's the word? Not discontent, concern from me. Because I just carried on playing. I'm one of these guys that unless I've got an amp there and that goes wrong, if the pedal board goes wrong, I haven't got time to literally stop playing and then go and tap everything to find out where the issue is. So I just carried on playing and waited either until our sound man came and did something, or as it turned out, the crew guy who'd already fannied about once came fannied about again and then solved the problem. But thankfully, by the time he hit the problematic power cable, I came straight back in on the correct note. I hadn't stopped playing. But yeah, so that was that, and then it was the rapid breakdown from hell in pouring rain and muddy ground behind the stage, and went off to a Premier Inn hotel and stayed the night. So here I am at today's gig, but they're preparing for the wedding reception and stuff, and none of our band are here. But I got here sort of relatively early because I got kicked out of the hotel at midday, and it's currently 10 to 3. So that's fine. I can just sit and chill. I can do a live chat with you fine people here on the channel. And yeah, so I filmed a little sort of clip this morning for the bass string experiment series. My bass was drenched from last night, so it needed a bit of a wipe down this morning. So I used a hand towel from the hotel got all the marks, and I say grease, but you get all sort of greasy smudges on a gloss lacquer. And I dried the base out, and base is fine, no worries. Pedal board's fine, it's all up and running. I've checked it today, and yeah, we're all good. We're all good. So I hope you're having a good weekend. If you're in the UK and you're playing at a festival, or you're going to a festival, or you're a punter looking to go to a festival thing today, check your weather forecast before you leave. Because the weather here in the UK at the moment is just absolutely nuts. I mean, you can see possible, you probably can't. So I'm looking out my windscreen at the moment, and I can see a reflection of what's behind me, and those trees are swaying about like crazy. I've just driven down the motorway from Ipswich to Bishop Stortford, and the wind was so strong that it was moving my front end of my car left to right and right to left. So yeah, so we've got that. We've got 23-degree sunshine, and it wasn't even close to that yesterday. It was about 16 degrees, not 23. And intermittent showers. I can see big storm clouds going over the back at the moment. We've got blue sky in patches, then huge white fluffy clouds, and then big black grey ones. So typical British summer festival weather, I'd say. But if you're planning on coming to the UK on holiday at the moment, look at your long-range forecast before you book the holiday, because I'm wondering if we've had summer. I think June might well have been it. And I've been looking for weeks ahead because I've got festival gigs coming up, especially next week. I've got 3 that are outdoors, and the rain is kind of on and off every week. So do your homework. If you're thinking of having a quick cheeky trip to the UK for a holiday, then check the weather forecast before you book, because it's a bit crazy. And I know they've got like massive heat waves in southern Europe. It's gone nuts over there. It's like an oven. Well, we haven't quite got the oven, but we seem to be getting like 4 seasons in a day at the moment. So preparation is everything. And thankfully I kind of covered all the bases yesterday. I bought boots as well as trainers, had a jacket if I needed it. Survival rations in the treats bag, of course, Brooks's treats bag for gigs and stuff. So it's all been okay, really. I was concerned that the gig might get pulled last night. I really was, around about 5-6 o'clock, and that rain was showing no sign of relenting. I thought someone might pull the plug, but they didn't. They went ahead. But as I say, if any health and safety had been there, that gig would not have taken place, because the stage was not great. Was not great, and wasn't put up with the possibility that rain could happen. So if you're a provider of outdoor stages for events, please make sure the sides are sealed off. So if the rain decides it's going to come in horizontally from the side, it's not going to flood the stage. So we basically had flooding from the front and the sides last night. Apparently the band on before us, the Motown Legends band, their keyboard player literally had a downward waterfall, I guess, coming through the top of the stage canopy straight down onto his keyboard. So he would not have been a very happy chap. These are the perils you face, you know. So I'm a big advocate, having seen this done before, and why I didn't have a roll of it in the back of my car, because I always say need to get one for festival season. Big roll of cling film, because I could have literally wrapped my pedal board up last night and it wouldn't have got wet. Could have done the power extension lead as well. And I always say it to people, get a roll of cling film. I've seen it work. It save your pedal board. And I didn't have one in the back of the car. Idiot. Didn't get one at the start of summer. So when I next go to Costco, industrial sized box of cling film headed my way. Yes, indeed. But I hope you're all having a good weekend. So tonight is basically same gear as last night. Pedal board, in-ear monitors, no backline. Status Empathy, bass, Gig 49, with these strings on. You'll see it in the bass string experiment series. And GB Rumour as backup. And other than that, that's it. Nice and simple. 2 cases, 2 gig bags in, do the gig. Very brief pack up, load out, and we're out of here. And then a 50-mile jaunt back home. And then we've got the 4 gig week next week. So Thursday, Stand and Calling Festival in Hertfordshire with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. Then Friday, Chid Fest in Brighton with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno again. Saturday is a wedding with a band called Capcorns in Newbury. And then Sunday is Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno again in Huntingdon. A bit of a private party festival kind of thing. So yeah, busy times ahead. We'll see how long these strings are going to last. They seem to be doing okay. They sounded and felt okay last night. As I've said numerous times, the E and the A string are dying off, but they would do. They're the strings that bass players play the most. D and G are okay. They've still got some punch, bit of twang, but it's the EQ that's saving the day. The EQ on that bass is sizable. It gives you loads of scope for tone sculpting, and it's got a sweepable mid EQ, which is really the lifeboat of any bass. You got sweepable mids on a bass, you're going to pretty much deal with any situation you're going to get. But the Status EQ is fabulous. Well done, Rob. Well done, Dawn. Everyone at Status HQ. Thank you for building great basses. Yeah. Sorry, sunglasses are on because a little tired today. The eyes are weary. But it's all good. It's all good. So it's just chilling time at the moment, sort of rest and recuperation. After a very busy day yesterday. So I had some time at the hotel this morning to reset all my bags and stuff. Costume bag, Brooks's bass gig bag with all my bits and bobs. So we can go into the ins and outs of that. I don't normally do all of this. So I have like a little black holdall. I've had kind of got in the habit of having a bag like that back in about 2001. An old friend of mine called Steve Rodford, who's a drummer, outstanding, son of Jim Rodford, who used to play for the Kinks and Argent and Colin Blunstone and a million other artists. Steve always had a little black holdall bag. He just carried bits and pieces. So if he needed a pen, paper, his diary, phone, a bottle of water or whatever, it'd always be in that black holdall. And I got in the habit of doing that. So I always had my microphone. I had backup things, earplugs, batteries, paper, pens. So for the best part of 22 years, I've done pretty much the same thing. And so in my bag here, currently, we can do a Brooks's gig bag if you fancy it. So here's the bag. Nothing big, nothing sizable. So obviously my wallet's in there, my phone. So this is, I bought a load of these little box pouches off of Amazon. I should do an affiliate video for this. And I use this for keeping my in-ears. So I had the in-ears already and recently just bought a little extension lead off Amazon. Just sometimes found the lead on the IEMs is just a bit too short. And sometimes when you're prancing about on stage, you might just realise, my in-ears are short, I can't sort of move where I want to move. So you buy the little extension cable and it gives you a bit more movement. So that's my little box for that. And what we got? Phone charger, of course. Hands-free for the phone. It's always in there. It's the old charger for the phone as well. Microphone, SM58, lifeblood of any musician that sings, bomb-proof, pretty much. Got loads of them. But there's always one in my bag, so that's all good. Then we got battery, charger, power source, power bank. So I've always got that in case my phone's running low, or anything that I've got that's using USB, or I think that's USB-C there for the phone. So that got me out of trouble yesterday when we were doing the live chat. So yeah, that needs recharging. We used all the juice in that yesterday. It's all good. They've got a couple of glasses cases, because obviously I'm Mr. Specs, so yeah, all of that. We've got a couple of leads which we used last week. I haven't put them back in the gig bag yet. Then we got on to the interesting stuff. So again, a couple of these little pouches. So one of these has got my spare IEMs, which I think is this. It's a spare pair of in-ear buds. They could be IEMs. I can use them for phone, MP3 player or whatever. I think this might be picks. I think it is picks. Lots of them, all in there. And I think there's one more of those, which has got a spare pair of IEMs. I'll find it in a minute. Gaffer tape, paper, spare pair of sunglasses with lenses in, spare batteries, IEMs. What else we got in here? Mints, of course. What's that? Gloves, in case the old hands have taken a bit of a pounding. What have I got here? Oh, this is an adapter. Our Sandman got me a spare one for the Digitech drop. The connection got busted on a gig, and he said, you need another one of them. So he bought it for me and got it sent to me. Well done, Ryan. Bless you. Here we go. Spare IEM. So I use these Amazon, what they call, I've got the box here. So I've always used ZS10 Pros, Chinese. They've got, I think it's five drivers, but anyway, the bass and treble response are fabulous. They don't cost the earth. If you lose them or they get broken, they're only going to cost you £50 to replace. It's not like trying to replace £600 in-ear molds. I'm all for people getting molds if you want, but if they break or you lose them or something disastrous happen, you got to replace them. So I just use these, and they are fine. I have had no problems with them. I've been using them since now 2019. Got 3 sets. So there's the set in the blue pouch. There's a spare set here. Down here. And then I've got another set at home. So if I had a real disaster, I've got a spare set. So 2 sets with me, 1 set at home. And that's kind of what's in there. And then the side bit, there's more fun and games. So I'll put this stuff away. So in the side, we get really interesting stuff. So what do we got in here? It's a little side pouch. We've got pens, we've got markers, we've got Sharpies, we've got biros, we've got Maglite. Need one of those. I think there's a bottle opener. We've got earplugs, helpful for sleeping, as well as being at festivals and on gigs where there's loads of loud noise. Then I've got a pack here of various Allen keys. So these are the Allen keys I use most often with the general basses that I take out on gigs. So there's all sorts of sizes. I have different coloured tapes on, like if there's a set of 3 for one bass. So it might be truss rod, string saddles, maybe there might be Allen keys on the back of the bass, sockets, nuts, whatever. So I'll group them together. So like one set's got yellow tape, one's got red, one's got like masking tape on, so I know they're for the same bass. And what else we got in here? I think there's a little box with small screwdrivers, and I've got like a Swiss Army knife in here too for emergency things. There's all sorts of useful things on there, so like the scissors. I've used this for making up cables. There's all sorts of knives and corkscrew for wine, of course. There's other various bits and bobs, but I've used that many times to fix busted cables and like XLR cables with plugs and screws. Anyway, always, once needed, always carried. And it works for me. And so like I say, the little black bag goes on every gig. It's in the UK. And it's my go-to. It even goes on stage with me. So if something goes wrong, I know what is in that bag. And it's just easy to grab hold of and sort the situation out, you know. It's not rocket science, but it works. Some people try and cram everything into their bass gig bag, and it's like there's no room for all of that stuff. It just isn't. So much easier just to have those sort of bits in there. And gig bags have got straps, strap locks, picks, and that sort of stuff. So there you go, an insight into my day-to-day gig bag thing. It's all good. So we're just waiting for the band to turn up, really. I don't think they're going to be here before 3:45. I say the band, I mean the band leader and the production, because we're providing all the PA and lights and stuff today on this gig, so it's all good. I'm going to just open the door and get some air in it, because although it's blowing a gale, it's still 23, 24 degrees. Let's just turn that off. Okay. So where it was cold and wet yesterday, today it's warm, blowy, and potentially going to be wet. We've had 2 little downpours here since I pulled up, so we just keep an eye on the overhead grey cloud. But yeah, hope you're all having a good weekend. If you're out on gigs, let me know where you're playing. If you're out doing anything bass-wise, let me know what you're up to. Anyone going to buy a new bass, new pedals, new amplifier, any new gear? Anyone got money burning in their pocket and want a suggestion for some gear to go and buy? Let me know. If I can help, I'm more than willing to do so. Just checking everything's in the back. I didn't leave anything at the hotel. Nearly had a very major misdemeanor last night after the gig. I went to drive away and realised I hadn't put my blue gig case that has all my cables, pedal boards, screwdrivers, strings, batteries, everything. I'd left it at the side of the stage because it wasn't in my line of sight, and we wanted to try and keep everything dry, and I wouldn't normally have sort of gone to that area of the stage, and I'd completely forgotten. I thought, hang on, there's something missing out of the boot. And I got both cases and realised I hadn't packed the blue case. So thankfully I hadn't left. So it was just a case of just stop the car and go and pick the case up. Thank God. But yeah, so it's another night of dashboard in direct sunlight. It doesn't like it. I got a message to say the phone had overheated. So we start again. Not to worry. Not to worry. But I hope you're all having a good Saturday, wherever you are in the world. Sorry, I'm going to have to hold this, I think, this time. It was all right yesterday. It was not so warm. But don't have the phone on your dashboard in direct sunlight. That's definitely not the plan, I would say. So yeah, there we are. So let me know what gigs you're playing on, or maybe you're attending some gigs. Maybe you're going to various festivals over the weekend. Let me know where you're going. Who you're going to see. There's plenty of names doing the rounds this summer, so let me know. And if you're going to be at any of the festivals I'm at next week, so I'm at Stand and Calling on Thursday in Hertfordshire. We're on in the evening. Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. We're at Chidfest on Friday down near Brighton. And then I'm in Huntingdon next Sunday. So those are the 3 public shows. Well, actually, no, the Sunday one isn't really that public. So let's just go for Thursday and Friday, eh? So there's going to be some videos going up tomorrow. I'm going to try my damnedest to get a video up tomorrow. long form content. Probably going to be a bass demo, I think. I've got such a backlog of stuff pre-recorded ready to go that I'll try and devote some time, because I've got to leave 2 days between each long form upload, just to give each one enough time to work its way through the YouTube algorithm. I'll probably do 2 or 3 this week. There's going to be a load of short form content as well, which I can do on a daily basis. But the long form needs roughly about 2 days to go through the algorithm properly. So anyone that's posting up more than 2 or 3 times a week with long form content, you're shooting yourself in the foot. It doesn't work. Or it might do if you have a huge fan base, a huge subscriber base, and they'll watch everything you post. But generally, for those of us of a smaller subscriber base, you've pretty much got to have at least 2 days between each long form upload. Shorts is a different thing. You can upload multiple shorts in a day if you wish. You can upload multiple long form videos if you wish, but you won't see the performance that you might be hoping for. Again, unless you have a huge subscriber base and they watch everything you post. So yeah. So we have very odd weather going on. Not just today, yesterday, this week. It looks like sun and showers pretty much throughout the week, which makes outdoor festival shows really tricky. Because you feel like you need to bring multiple different types of clothing. 1 minute it's baking hot, next minute it's freezing cold, then it's blowing a gale, then it's pouring with rain, then it's roasting hot sunshine. As our trumpet player found out yesterday, she didn't bring any sort of jacket or hoodie or sweatshirt or nothing. It was pouring with rain. She got called out. So thank you to all the new subscribers. There's been quite a few of you in the past week. So welcome to Brooks's Bass Corner. It's good to see you. Good to have you on board. Hope you'll enjoy the content on the channel. Thank you to all the people buying merchandise. I will put some merchandise links in the description box, either later on today or tomorrow. So if you want to buy any Brooks's Bass Corner merch, feel free. You can go on any video here on the channel. There are links in every video for the merch. So there's a UK and Europe store. There's a US and worldwide store. There's also the merchandise shelf that's below every video here on the channel. So there's t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, caps, bucket hats, cups, mugs, glasses, water bottles, iPhone covers, lunch boxes, leisure wear. I mean, just about 150 products for every design that there is on the merch store. And feel free to have a mooch around, see if there's anything on there that takes your fancy. And yeah, any purchases are very much appreciated. Helps the channel continue. There's also the live chat, super chat, super thanks, which exists for every video. So in the icons below each video, you'll see a thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up's what we want, of course. Thumbs down, share button, save button. You'll see a love heart with a dollar symbol. That's called super thanks. So if you enjoy a particular video, you'd like to help keep the channel going, you'd like to financially contribute to making the channel carry on for as long as possible, hit that super thanks button and you can help contribute to the channel. So a message there. Stacey Ann from North Carolina, good afternoon. Good to see you. Welcome aboard. We're here in sunny Bishop Stortford. Well, it's kind of sunny. It's sunny, cloudy, gales. It's a bit of everything today. Hope you're well in the US over there. Having a good weekend. So we will have a more regular live chat, not an impromptu one, an organised live chat, a week on Tuesday, 25th of July. and that will be at 8 o'clock UK time. So if you want to join in, feel free. You should find a link if you go to the live section of this channel. And you'll see there's a live chat booked in for 25th of July. There's a button at the bottom of the screen that says notify me. If you hit that, it will send you, well, YouTube will send you a notification on the day, probably about 10 to 15 minutes beforehand, just to say this live chat's going to happen at 8 o'clock. And yeah, it'll alert you that it's about to take place. Whereas this is an impromptu live chat. This isn't planned. This is me sat in a car park at the gig that we're playing at today, and just doing a live chat to talk to you fabulous people that frequent the Brooks's Bass Corner channel. So yeah, so I hope you're all safe and well. I hope you're all having a good weekend. Hopefully if you're here in the UK, the weather's not dampening your weekend too much. Stacey, think we've got similar weather to you over there? It's that time of year, isn't it? Any hurricanes over your side of the pond, Stace? Cheers, everyone. Have a good weekend. So we played this venue last year, and the couple whose wedding it is today came to see us at this venue to book us for this wedding today at the same venue. So there's a nice sort of symmetry to all of that. Very good. We're not on till, I think we're on around about 8 o'clock. Doing 2 1-hour sets, I think, tonight. So it'll be great. Hopefully we'll have a audience that are up for a party. Stacey, we missed a good chance yesterday for one. Hold on, missed you. The joy of the live chat messages, they fade out. Balmy and breezy, just perfect conditions for a hurricane. Feels like we're getting one here today. It's so windy. But thankfully we'll be loaded in nice and quickly, hopefully before any of the rain sort of sets in. But we're due some. We've had a few sprinkles already, but nothing that's lingering. Thank goodness. So it's been a funny old summer. The gigs have kind of been up and down. We had, not just with this band, but all the bands that I play with. It was quiet, and then it got busy, and then it got quiet again, and now it's busy. And hopefully it will stay busy throughout sort of July, August and September, but we'll have to see what happens. Stacey, who all tuned in today? Yes, you need to rephrase that. You've got probably one too many words in there. Try it again. There we go. Who all is tuned in today? Well, it says we've got 3 viewers at the moment, so that'll be you and 2 others, Stace. Have we got Lewis Wingrove? That's the question. We need to know what purchases Lewis has made and added to his pedal board, his amplification setup. See, people will be out shopping. That's where they are now. Shopping and enjoying their Saturday afternoons, although judging by the weather, they might not be enjoying it outdoors. It looks like the UK is set for a huge blanket of rain and storms today. We will see. Yeah, we had a good night last night. It was very busy. I can't believe the audience sort of stayed through the rain. But they did. I guess if they'd already bought a ticket, they didn't want to let their money go to waste because they weren't going to get a refund. So they came in their numbers, I have to say. and they stayed pretty much for the duration. I didn't see like huge swathes of the audience going, although to be fair, by the time we were on, it was pitch black anyway. But the lights looked nice in the rain. Yes, they did. You always hear that. It may have rained, but the lights looked fab. Yeah, they did. Actually, some of the videos and clips that I've seen today of last night's gig, it did look good. It sounded great. So well done, Ryan. Ryan, our sound man. Played a blinder there, sir. We did okay. We soldiered through. Yesterday was one of those gigs like it was a war of attrition. It was a lot of early arrival, early setting up, sound check, break it all down again, clear the stage for the band that was on before us, and then it was just a case of time killing. But we had some good live chats yesterday here, so thank you to everyone who attended yesterday's live chats. Again, they were impromptu ones, they weren't planned, but I found I had good reception. Actually, Stacey, what's the visuals and the audio like? Is it okay on this mobile internet connection? How's it looking and sounding? Yeah, doing great. Good. Excellent. That's what we want. Hopefully the phone's not overheating now. No, it's not. That's good. Excellent video and audio. Good. Good, good, good. That's what we're aiming for. Here's an idea, Stacey, for the next live chat week on Tuesday on the 25th. Open up the live chat and let people suggest what they would like to see design-wise on the merch. See what people want. Invariably, what people want clashes with copyright, but maybe some people out there would like a specific looking bass-related T-shirt or cap or hoodie. Let's get some ideas in. I've got loads of ideas, but if you open these things up to people who are going to be buying them, invariably they come forth with very positive ideas. So we will do that, I think. But I did mention yesterday I wouldn't mind doing a limited edition range at some point. And I've got the plan of what that's going to be. So it's a case of timing it and getting the designs right, and then whether we do them one at a time as a series or we just launch them all at the same time, let people buy them, and then once they're gone, they're gone. And that might be a thing. Yeah. I can hear music banging from inside, but I know our crew aren't here yet, so it's not us. It must be their playlist that they're running through the internal system. Certainly isn't our lot. Stacey, maybe something they've wanted to see but nothing has come forth yet. The limited edition range would be cool. We will get our thinking caps on. But thank you to everyone who's been buying the merchandise. Very much appreciated. I hope you're enjoying your items. I'm really pleased with the quality of the gear, I have to say. It's I've had various garments and accessories and stuff come through now, and the quality of the stuff is really good. Really, really good. Very impressive. It washes well, irons well. The mugs are great. The printing doesn't seem to fade. The white mug with the base logo on, the one in our house has been in and out of that dishwasher. In fact, I've lost count. It's been months that we've had that mug. It looks the same as it did when it first arrived. So if you're thinking of buying a Brooks's Base Corner mug, don't think you're buying a piece of cheap rubbish. The printing on it is really good, really good. And the mugs are substantial. You know, sometimes when you pick up a porcelain mug, it's just like, you can tell a cheap one from a decent one. And the Brooks's Base Corner, the standard mugs, are they feel substantial, but it's all good. Graphics are super durable. Yeah, they are. Like I say, very pleased with how the garment graphics do after a couple of washes and ironing. There's no bobbling, not on the hoodies, not that I've seen yet. And the t-shirts are coming up great. So, well done, Spreadshirt. Fabulous. Very pleased with that. Keep seeing people pulling up here. Obviously thought they were coming here for their Saturday lunch and being sorely disappointed because the venue's closed for a wedding. So the grey clouds are setting in. I can't have my door open because the gust of wind is so strong it'll slam the door shut. So we'll just have to make do with having a window slightly open. So how's that bass playing coming along, Stacey? You have a fine collection there. Hope you're getting some use out of them. How's the Aria doing? How's your Marco Jazz? How's the Ibanez Thomann? There's one more, isn't there? The Nordstrander Synonix. Spreadshot has been consistent with the gear as well. Both sides of the world are covered. I've had people from all over the globe buying the merch, which is great. So thank you. Thank you very much. We'll get some more designs in the store very, very soon. And in fact, actually this week's pretty good for me to do that. I can set aside a day for going through the current designs, trying to get some more on the marketplace, which is a separate side to the merch store. So basically you have stores, then you have marketplace, which is run by Spreadshirt and Spreadshot. And that then goes out to the world. So that's like people can type in bass and your t-shirts are going to get included in that search. But at the moment, I don't think any of my products are on the marketplace. I tried to put them up, but so far all my merch has had branding for the channel, and they basically say that clashes with their regulations, so you've got to take the branding off, and I haven't done that. So I'm going to spend a day, tidy up what's on there at the moment, get some more stuff in the merch and in the marketplace, and then get some new designs on, I think. Stacey, you know, Doug mentioned I needed to get back to thumping around with my basses, and he's right. Excellent. Do that. Do that. It's a good distraction from everything else in life. Pick up an instrument, gets the brain working in a different way. Play some of those songs I taught you during lockdown. Get the fingers working, get the brain cells working. It's all good. Got too much good gear for it just to sit there and do nothing, so get it used. That's my suggestion. So band production should be arriving at 4, which is in 25 minutes. And the rest of the ragtag crew will be turning up from like 5ish, I'd imagine. Sound checks at 6. Guess we're going to eat probably about 6:30. And I think we start at 8 o'clock. I like seeing how much I remember. Muscle memory in action, exactly. It's a couple of years, Stacey. 3 years. So take it easy. Take those songs, break them down into blocks again. Verse, chorus, middle 8, bridge, solos, endings. You'll be fine. Just take it slowly. Work your way through them. It's all good. So I'm going to be putting some more scans from the bass guitar mag and bass player mag. So interviews, reviews, pedal reviews, bass reviews, amp reviews, all of that. Be putting some more of that up on social media this week. So it's going to be fairly busy on the channel. So keep your eyes peeled, whether you watch us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads now, we're on Threads, TikTok, Discord, Reddit, Quora, YouTube, of course. That's the home of the channel. And I'll be posting on the community tab fairly regularly this week, so keep your eyes peeled. And we've got some good stuff coming up, some good video stuff coming up. It's just been a little bit of a struggle getting all the editing done lately, because we've got a family member who's ill at the moment with terminal lung cancer. So that's been taking up a lot of time at home. So I apologise for the lack of content that's been going up. Life and family matters take priority, but we'll get there. It's all good. Here come the big grey clouds overhead. Sinister, that's the word we're looking for. It's certainly 4 seasons in one day today. 1 minute you want to wear shorts and a t-shirt, next minute you want to wear jeans and a top. I could probably require about 4 different coats today. Footwear options probably as well, but thankfully I'm right by the front door to load in, so there's not going to be a lot of soakage today, unlike yesterday, which was fairly full on. If you've watched yesterday's live chats, the impromptu live chats from yesterday, it was just torrential rain all day and all night. There's Stacey. Oh, wrong button, Michael. You want that one. That's it, isn't it? Breaking it up makes it more enjoyable as well as doable. Different headspace too. No school, fully licensed now. Time to relax and enjoy. Correct. Enjoy your bass playing. If it becomes a bind and a lot of hassle, give it a rest for a while and come back to it. It's not going anywhere. Too many people give up when they find learning an instrument sort of becomes hard work. It's not hard work, you've just hit a plateau. You've got to ride that plateau out and come back to it. Energised. Crikey, you had the ASMR rain content yesterday. Yeah, sounded like it, didn't it? It was the soundtrack to yesterday's live chats. Torrential rain all day. But it was good. I had a good catch up yesterday with my old friend Jeff Hepting. Good to see you, my friend, if you're watching today. It was good to see you. I hadn't seen Jeff in 10 or 11 years. Jeff was the lead singer in a glam rock tribute band that I joined back in 1995, my first professional band, after I finished university. And Jeff and I spent many gigs together. Did a few trips abroad. We had some good times. We had a few rough times as well in that band, you know, nearly falling off a mountain twice in a day in a van that basically the brakes didn't work. It was taking on diesel fumes and a million other things. Yeah, we had some right old times, but I hadn't seen him for a while. We haven't caught up. We stay in touch on Facebook, but we don't. Our paths don't generally cross. Well, anyway, yesterday I got to see him and his good lady wife Tracy, and they came to the show in Cromer. They stood out in the rain. Well done, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully see you again soon. But Jeff was a card. Jeff was one of the best frontmen I've ever worked with. Taught me a lot. And actually that first band, Sugar Plums, I learned a lot. A lot of life lessons, a lot of band lessons, a lot of career lessons. Things to do, things not to do. This is how you do that. This is how you don't do that. It was colourful. And if I ever write a memoir, or even if I do like a video memoir here on the channel before I pass away, hopefully many years until that happens, but if I start recalling Sugar Plum gigs, I think you'll find the tales fairly entertaining. It was a colourful band to be in, it really was. We covered a lot of ground. I did a lot of travelling, a lot of time spent in the back of band vans, all that sort of thing. It was all good. It was all good. It really was. It was a different time. Mid-90s, you know. Life was very different. We didn't have mobile phones. Internet was something that few people had. Some people did. Email addresses were just becoming a thing. And yeah, different time. And we would go up and down the motorways of the UK and into Europe. And we were a very busy band. Although I kind of came into it at the tail end of it being a very busy band. It had been much busier a year or two before. And then there were some changes in the band, people coming and going and leaving. And it kind of fell out of the stride. But I think also what happened was we were doing less of the poorly paid gigs. So before the band would play for sometimes paltry money, because there were much better paid gigs, but they would do the poorly paid ones as well as part of a circuit, which meant that the band would continually work. And I did fewer of those, I guess, than they used to have in the band diary. But yeah, crazy time. I look back now, that's 28 years ago that I joined that band. Madness, really. Lots happened since then. That's for sure. But I still have the basses that I used in that band. And funnily enough, Jeff was asking me last night, he said, have you still got your pink bass? I said, yeah, the Kubicki's still here. I said, yeah, still. Anyone that's watched the bass collection video, you know, that's bass number 2, the pink Kubicki X Factor, which was a Fender made one. I've still got it. It's going nowhere in my lifetime. And that was my main bass for the Sugar Plums. That and the Fender Precision Light was the backup. And then 2 years into that, then I bought the Music Man Stingray, that was an ex-Mark King owned bass that was used on a couple of Level 42 albums. And then that kind of took paramount, really. That became the main bass. It had a lot more power than the Kubicki, a lot more punch. And that was a 7-piece band. There was a lot going on. 2 guitars, keys, baritone sax, drums, BVs across the board. And the Stingray was just very different bass to the Kubicki. But all good. All good. So I was quite taken by a video by Carl Cluse this week. Anyone knows Carl, follows his channel, UK player, an endorsing artist with Bogart basses, Bogart, coming out of Germany, I think it's Germany. And yeah, he'd just done a bunch of shows earlier this year with a hired-in Music Man Stingray, and he's developed a Bogart bass with a Stingray pickup and a dark glass preamp, and he did a demo video talking about the bass, playing it, getting various sounds out of it, and I watched it the other day. It was really good. Well done, Carl. Well done. Really enjoyed it. I enjoy his stuff anyway. Great player, lovely guy, and keep doing it, mate. More videos. Love your content. So if you don't already follow Carl's channel, go and check it out. It's very good. He's had some lovely gear over the years as well, some great basses, not all of which he still owns. Some of them he sold. He had an Alembic, and he's had various status stuff, and yeah, he's had a lot of gear, as have most of us of a certain vintage. We've you know, over the years and the miles, you go through a few instruments. Some work for you, some don't. Yeah. So if any of you have found other YouTube channels, that bass channels that you enjoy, let us know. Let us know which ones are floating your boat. Just checking on the messages. Stacy, I'm sure they'll make for some fab reading. Yeah, they will. We'll see whether that goes into a book form or video form. Missed that one. That one faded out. What's the official colour called on that Kubicki? According to Phil Kubicki, in 1992, that bass was called Coral Pink, but it's kind of turned more sort of like a pastel orange now. It's changed over time. And if you look at original, like early to mid 90s pictures of my bass, it was pink, but like I say, it's kind of turned like a weird sort of pastel orangey pink now. And other examples of that colour that I've seen bear no resemblance to the bass I've got. So it could well be just an age thing. It could also be the fact that it got damage into the lacquer. It took a bang in 1996, and I've never had that bang sort of treated or re-lacquered, because it would need to be stripped. And I thought, you know what, just leave it in the condition it's in, because if there comes a time where it's collectible, which is kind of moving into that phase now, it could well be worth more if I just leave it. So, and it's not going anywhere in my lifetime, unless I sell parts of my collection to fund old age, and that's some way off at the moment. So yeah, so it could well be worth a lot more if I just leave it as is. So if it changes colour, it changes colour. You know, how many people had Fender, old 50s and 60s Fenders, resprayed, refinished because they thought their bass looked grubby, and now realise they would have earned a lot more money from those instruments if they just left it as they were. It happens. Back then no one maybe saw the value of vintage instruments. How many Fenders were resprayed in the 80s because they'd done 20-30 years of work already, and had the what's the word, the road weariness to prove it, and people just decided they wanted either the thing resprayed or they wanted a different colour. Now realise if they'd left it in the condition it was, it would have appreciated even more as opposed to depreciated. But again, these things you only learn over time. So well done, Phil Kubicki. You made a great bass. A great bass is sterling work, sir. And I told you. So how's everyone doing? you're all having a good weekend and a good Saturday. I'm sat in my car at today's gig. The rest of the band haven't turned up yet. I didn't expect them to. The governor and the production aren't here yet. They're not due here till 4 o'clock, which is about 10 minutes away. But we're in their hometown, so it's not like they've got far to travel. So, so it's a nice, easy going day at the moment. No panic, no grief, no hassle. Easy loading, no backline. Pedal board, IEMs, 2 great basses. Happy days. I can't foresee any back injuries today, which is always a positive. I had a good stretch this morning at the hotel, so everything's kind of good. Oh, I see blue sky. This is a bonus. Yeah, that is a bonus. I don't hold out hope that it will last for longer. Stacey, as with the Aria SB900, the lacquered neck has honeyed with time. That's what happens to them. My SB1000's done the same. I'm sure it all looked very much brighter, but even the oak finish on my Aria has gone a darker tint now. The body, you can just tell, but I'm fine with it. Those instruments are passing into vintage territory now. Just leave them, keep them playing, look after them, clean them up, look after the wood and the lacquer, keep the electronics going, let them do their thing. They will appreciate. I'm sorry, I have to keep doing this because it takes off the messages. Oxidation, yeah, a bit of that. Also the lacquers they used to use, they were just naturally yellow over time. But I keep all my basses in racks and stuff, the ones that are kept at home, and just let them age naturally. I've never seen definitive proof that keeping basses in bags and cases actually improves the finish. I've seen some that have been in cases and they've decoloured weirdly. Different paints, different lacquers, you know, polyester lacquer, gloss lacquer. The constituent parts of a lot of these, I've never heard the exact, you should keep your bass in a bag or case, and so let them just do their own thing. Same here, racks all the way, exactly. Racks and wall hangers for me, that's what works. So going to be doing some extra workshop vids coming up. A couple of my basses are going to be used on some projects soon, and they need a bit of fettling, probably with some restringing, some cleaning, some truss rod adjustment stuff going on. So I will keep you posted on those, and they will be advertised on the channel once they're ready. And I did promise actually in one of the live chats a while back, a few weeks ago, that I'll do an alembic setup video. There are some instructions on the Alembic Club forum about how to generally set up on the Alembic Club forum about how to set up an alembic. No matter which model, they share general traits like the 2-piece bridge, dual truss rods, I think on all of them, I think, could be wrong. Maybe the cheaper ones don't, maybe they have a single, I don't know. And just how to make your alembic play as best as you can. It can be a bit daunting because there's so many parameters that you can adjust to get the action. So obviously there's the pickup height to sort out. You've then got a bridge with movable saddles for the intonation, but they're not individually adjustable for action. It's actually on a brass block that you can move up and down. But the actual way the bridge saddles are cut follows the curvature and radius of the fingerboard. So they've taken that element of up and down out of it for you. So if you move one side of the brass block, you're probably moving the E and A string. You move the other side, you're moving the D and G. But it works, it's fine. But then you've got the adjustable nut as well. So you can adjust the height there. And then you've got a super long neck and a double truss rod to contend with, but it actually makes the alembic basses really tailorable. But you need to do things in a certain order, so you're not kind of counteracting one thing with another. Basically, there's a process of do this, do that, and then do that, and from there your bass should be set up to not perfection, but it'll get you in the ballpark of what you're trying to achieve. And from there you can then say, well, I want the action higher at the bridge end, or I want to adjust the nut a bit, or truss rod needs adjusting on the bass side or the treble side of the neck. But it all works. And I learned all that during lockdown. I was doing in fact a couple of weeks before the channel was even set up. And had I had the foresight, I would have filmed all the workshop stuff I did, because it would have made great content. But little did we know. I certainly didn't at the time. And through those workshop sessions was where Brooks's Bass Corner was hatched, really. And here we are, almost 3 years on. So the end of this month, it'll be 3 years we've been going. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending the live chats, watching the videos, leaving comments, sharing the videos, all the thumbs ups, getting involved on the social media. Can't do it without you. Without you, I'm just putting content up. So well done, you lot. Thank you for sticking around. We're up to nearly 3,000 subscribers, so pushing forth. Get to 4,000. Small steps, but we'll get there, I hope. So if there's anything you'd like to see on the channel that I haven't already covered bass-wise, let me know. If I can do it, I will. Yes, the slam of doors. Yeah, that was cars next to me. Yes, Stacey, 3 years. Crazy, isn't it? How that has just flown by. You can see the camera's got a bit blurry, so it's either the focus or the battery is empty a little, maybe. Yeah, so hopefully we'll have some production people arriving shortly and we'll start loading in. And hopefully we'll have a great gig tonight. It should be fun. It was great fun when we played here last year. It was a bit of a riot, actually. They all looked at us as we walked on stage like, what the hell is this? And within about 2 songs, everyone was dancing. So we have that effect. And even the belligerent drunk dads at the back, they got up and danced as well. Yeah, Saturday in Bishop Stortford. So we'll be back up this way on Thursday for Stand and Calling in Hertfordshire Festival, which actually runs the whole weekend. It runs Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but we're just playing on Thursday. Hopefully the hordes that come to the festival, who know the band because it's local, will come and spur us on. They did us proud last year and the year before, so hopefully it will all be good. Ha, this is Stacey. When you can charm the belligerent drunk dads at the back, you've done it. Exactly. Life goals. Yeah, I remember it. I remember the gig. It was one of the first gigs I did with the GB Rumour 5-string. 5-string. What am I talking about? The Rumour, the white one with the sound to light system. And I remember first 2 songs, and people were just like stunned, like, what the hell is this band? And like I say, within about 2 songs, everyone, dance floor was full. They were having to remove all the tables, and it just got. It just ended up being one big party. Great. And we got this booking out of it. So all good. Show you the wind. Yeah. Trees are blowing like mad. It's full on. Oh, there's the Funkle. I bet he's going round to the back entrance, of course. Right, on that note, I guess it's time for me to go and do some work. So I love you and leave you. Thanks very much for your company. Thank you, Stacey, for messaging, hanging out. Have a good day. We might do another live chat later on. We'll just see how quickly we get set up and what time there is. But if I can do a chat with bass and pedals and what have you, we will. So on that note, have a great Saturday, what's left of it. Have a great weekend. If I don't do another live chat today, there'll be a few next week. Those repeat customers keep it real, man. Yep. And see you next week on some festivals. And we have a proper planned live chat in for a week on Tuesday on 25th of July. So if you want to be part of that, go onto the Brooksy's Bass Corner, go to the live section, click on that. You should see there's a link there for upcoming live chats. So there'll be that one. There's also one for August. You'll find there's a notify me button. Click on that and YouTube will send you a notification nearer the time. On that note, go and enjoy your weekend. I'm going to go off and do a gig. Take it easy. See you soon. All the best.